Have you ever had the feeling that someone hasn't really let you go? They may not call it love anymore. They may not admit it to anyone, not even to themselves, but deep inside they're waiting for the day you might walk back into their life. The truth is, people leave for many reasons, sometimes out of anger, sometimes out of fear, and sometimes because the timing wasn't right. But here's what most people don't realize: walking away doesn't always mean feelings disappear. In fact, psychology shows us that emotions tied to strong memories and deep attachment often stay hidden for months, even years. And that's why in this video, we're going to explore 7 powerful signs that someone is still waiting for you. Some of these signs might surprise you. You may notice them in a text, in their tone of voice, or even in the way they react when your name comes up. Others are much more subtle, tiny behaviors that reveal what words never will. By the end of this video, you'll know how to recognize the difference between someone who has truly moved on and someone who still keeps a quiet space for you in their heart. Welcome to Psychology Zone, the channel where we uncover the hidden truths of human emotions and relationships. If you're fascinated by the secret side of human behavior, and you don't want to miss our future insights, make sure to subscribe and join our community today. Now let's begin. Sign 1. Holding on to belongings. Before we talk about the other signs, let's start with something simple: belongings. When two people separate, it's natural to return each other's things. Clothes, books, small gifts. It usually happens quickly. But sometimes it doesn't. They keep your sweater. They hold on to that book you once recommended. Even something as small as a keychain stays with them. This isn't forgetfulness. This is choice. Because every item carries a memory, and memories are hard to let go of. Psychologists say objects often become emotional anchors. They remind us of moments, of comfort, of connection. When someone refuses to return your things, they're refusing to erase those reminders. It's their way of holding on to a part of you. A quiet signal they're not ready to close the chapter. Even if they never admit it, those belongings are a piece of their waiting. Sign 2. Regular contact beyond the norm. Before we dive deeper, think about how people usually act when feelings fade. The calls slow down. The texts become shorter. Conversations feel forced. That's the normal pattern of moving on. But sometimes you notice the opposite. They keep showing up in your notifications, not once a week but regularly. Not with business but with curiosity. A message asking if you ate. A late-night call just to hear your voice. A simple check-in that doesn't really need an answer. This isn't small talk. This is emotional presence. Because staying in touch means staying connected. Psychologists say consistent contact is a strong sign of lingering attachment. It's not about information. It's about reassurance. They're reminding themselves you're still there, and reminding you that they still care. Sign 3. Changes in their tone. Before we move forward, let's look closely at something subtle: tone of voice. Words can be carefully chosen, but the voice rarely lies. When someone no longer cares, their tone sounds flat. It's polite, maybe distant, sometimes even cold. You can feel the emptiness between the words. But when feelings remain, the sound changes. They speak with warmth that wasn't there before. Their voice softens when it's directed at you. Sometimes it carries hesitation, like they're afraid to say too much. There might be a sudden laugh at small things, or a gentle calmness whenever your name comes up. Even silence feels loaded, heavier than usual. Psychologists explain that emotions leak through tone without permission. Stress, affection, longing, they all alter the rhythm of speech. So when someone speaks to you with extra care, it's not random. It's a hidden signal. Their tone reveals what their words keep quiet. Sign 4. Regret or apology for the past. Before moving ahead, let's stop and think about something many people try to bury: regret. When someone has truly closed a chapter, they don't look back. They don't bring up the mistakes. They don't revisit the pain. The past becomes distant, almost forgotten. But when feelings remain, the past refuses to stay silent. They mention moments you thought were long gone. They recall the times they hurt you. And then, out of nowhere, they apologize. This isn't the empty, sorry people throw into casual conversations. It carries a tone that feels heavier. You hear it in their pauses. You feel it in the softness of their words. It lingers, as if they wish those choices could be rewritten. Apology in psychology is more than a word. It's a signal of emotional tension. It shows they are still holding the weight of what happened, because people don't regret when they've stopped caring. Regret grows when love still lingers. Sometimes they apologize more than once, not because you asked them to, but because they need you to know they see the damage and they wish it were different. It's not just about the past at all. It's about a hidden hope, a quiet desire, that maybe the story isn't finished yet. Sign 5, talking about the future. Before turning to the next clue, let's think about the way people speak when they still care. When someone has truly let go, the future they describe never includes you. It's about their own plans, their own path, their own world. But when feelings remain, their words sound different. They ask about someday. They bring up ideas of seeing each other again, not as a joke but as a possibility. It could be a casual line like, "What if we ran into each other 5 years from now?" Or a hopeful thought, "Maybe things could be different next time." They test the waters with small hints, curious about how you'll respond. Psychologists say that when someone still has emotions tied to you, they imagine you in their future unconsciously. It slips out in conversation. They talk about trips, events, or even simple plans that include you. Sometimes they picture scenarios where both of you are together again, without conflict. It's not about fantasy, it's about longing. Because when people stop caring, their vision of tomorrow is built without you. But when they keep weaving you into what lies ahead, it's a sign their heart still hasn't moved on. Sign 6, asking friends about you. Let's pause here and think about something. Interesting how people act when they can't reach you directly. If someone is over you, they don't bother to check in anymore. Your life moves on and so does theirs. But when emotions still linger, curiosity grows stronger. They might not text you themselves. Instead, they find another way. Through mutual friends, they ask questions. Not just the polite kind like, "Hope they're fine," but deeper, more personal ones. "Are they happy these days? Do they ever talk about me?" It's the kind of interest that doesn't fade when feelings are gone. Psychologists say indirect communication often happens when someone fears rejection. They don't want to face you, but they can't silence their need to know. So they use friends as a bridge. It's safer, less obvious, but the intent is clear. And every time your name comes up in those hidden conversations, it reveals something powerful, that even in silence you still live in their mind, and maybe, just maybe, in their heart too. Sign 7, still single and unmoved. Now think about this for a moment. Time moves on, but some people don't. When feelings are truly gone, most begin to explore new connections. They may date again, even casually, just to fill the silence. But when someone holds back, it often speaks louder than words. They stay single, not just for weeks, but for months. And sometimes even longer. You notice it through their posts, their words, or the stories they share. They hint at loneliness. They mention being tired of love. Or they talk about how relationships feel pointless now. This isn't always about self-growth or independence. Sometimes it's about holding on to hope. A quiet belief that maybe one day the door to the past will open again. Psychologists explain that avoiding new partners can be a sign of emotional attachment, because when the heart isn't free, it struggles to move forward. And staying single becomes less about choice, more about waiting. So when you see them standing still, untouched by new love, it's not just about solitude. It's about the space they're still keeping open, just for you. And here's the truth. These signs don't guarantee they'll come back. They don't mean you should wait forever either. But they do reveal something important. They show a heart that hasn't fully let go. They show someone caught between the past and the present. And deep down, they're still holding space for you. It's not about forcing them back. It's about understanding where they stand. Because when someone shows these signs, it means you still matter, more than they'll ever admit out loud. If this video opened your eyes, give it a like. It helps us share these insights with more people. And don't forget to subscribe to Psychology Zone for more mind-opening truths. Your journey into the human heart doesn't end here. This is only the beginning.